Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to another RSG Lunch Stream. I'm Ranger J 1999, part of the RSG crew. Glad to have you here for our lunch stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new to the lunch stream, what is it you're asking? Well, it's where we hang out with you wonderful folks for the next hour or so. Bring you some quality entertainment. We got a lot to get into today. We got a roster review, which we always do. We'll answer some questions. We're going to look at 5D and see if we can come up with a way and a strategy for you guys to look at some lineups to try to beat that, because I know FS is there, so we'll take a look at that. I have beaten it, but I haven't 3-starred it, so not only do we want to beat it, but we want to see what's the best lineup for you to get for 3 stars, so we'll kind of mess around with that as well. We've got everybody here, so let's introduce everybody hanging out with us today. We've got, let's see, we got Sanely Red, the Soulless One, who will be scooping up your questions and monitoring chat.
What about the Ranger attack on the Eternal Twins?
Well, everyone say goodbye to... Sanely will no longer be a part of this program. Thank you for your services. Let's move on to somebody else who I know will not say something ridiculous like that. Cobra, the snake with the grass himself, is here.
To hell with the Eternal Twins.
Say that word, homie. Word. Also join us, who I know knows better than to say something about the Eternal Twins, is the Mechanic Grim.
How's it going?
That's right. See, Sanely? Don't push the Ranger. Also joining us, I'm very glad to have him back. He's had the diarrheas for the last couple weeks, but he's back. He's healthy. We've had a sorry daughter sighting running around somewhere, and that is the wonderful Mr. Mike Hunt here. Yay!
Yay! The Eternal Twins, are they the ones from Austin Powers?
No.
No, they're not Fuku.
No, they're the two from The Matrix.
Okay.
Those two. Creamy. Also joining us, but I don't think he'll be around very much, but he's just kind of hanging out a little bit. He's busy with work, is Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman. Is even in, I think he's in Skype, but he's busy.
Yeah, I'm here.
I know you're busy. Go do your thing, Dr. Finn. Just, we've got this. And I think we have a Grande Patron sighting. Is Grande there? Oh my God. Oh, God.
Reporting live from in the field. It's your man on the road, Grande Patron.
We go to our man on the field, Grande Patron. Grande, what can you see out there for us?
Right now, I see a Buc-ee's gas station. There is a Buc-ee's gas station coming up.
All right.
And for those of you who haven't ever been to Buc-ee's, it's the world's best gas station. They have world famous bathrooms. If you ever get a chance to stop at a Buc-ee's, stop at a Buc-ee's,
right.
Go to the bathroom.
Grande, we need you to get in there and check out those bathrooms and let us know what you find in there.
I will let you know about the world famous bathrooms at Buc-ee's.
Okay. All right. So Grande's on a special assignment for us, so he will pipe in when he can. Just be careful out there, Grande. We don't want you to get a communicable disease or anything like that.
Right. Well, I already have a communication disease. We want to make sure I don't get anything.
Well, I mean that goes without saying, you know. I mean.
Oh man.
The dyslexia is strong with this one.
Oh man, how are you doing, Ranger? I haven't asked you that.
I'm doing okay. Just tired. We had a great stream yesterday, and just rock and roll and doing what I got to do, man. School, streaming. We're going to be on Mrs. show tonight, so that's going to be fun. Hanging out with her. Yeah, and Miss is going to be more on our show too. And I don't know if you heard the news, Grande. Jedi Adastra herself, Lady Adastra, is going to be joining us on a permanent basis on Jedi Academy.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love Jedi Adastra whenever she talks.
Yes.
Because she's one of the few people whenever she talks, you can almost feel that she's smiling while she's talking.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's so freaking awesome. That's so freaking awesome.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm excited about that faux show.
We are very excited about that.
And for Miss Passier as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Miz will be joining us more often. We're going to be doing his show too. He's an amazing guy. So yeah, some good stuff happening here. Just I'll knock out some mechanisms real quick. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Help us monetize and get the word out in the videos. It helps spread the video out on YouTube. So giving us a thumbs up is very important. Or if you want to give us a thumbs down too. I mean, people have been doing that too. But we prefer the thumbs up. So if you could give us a thumbs up, that'd be really appreciated. Also, if you haven't already, Subscribe to the channel. Obviously, if you're watching this, you love the content, so why not subscribe? Hit that bell so you know when you're getting notifications for when we're streaming your favorite programs on RSG. Also, we have our Patreon set up. We are 238 out of 300 for our first goal. I just want to again shout out and thank everybody that has supported us in this endeavor. To help us continue to put out the content that you guys enjoy so much. It really does help us upgrade our stuff and be able to do more for you guys. So we can't thank you enough for everything that you guys do for us in the community. We do have the Amazon wish list. If you want to get something fun for the crew, go ahead and get on there. I mean, we've had stuff like the Twinkie Maker and the pork stuff. Mine's is more for the D&D campaign. So I've got some books on there just for that. I think there's some fun stuff for Tits and Loki and everybody else on there. So if you haven't checked out the Amazon wish list, you can. Also, if you'd just like to support us directly, we do have the PayPal set up on the YouTube homepage, which just says support our channel. You can donate directly through there. And then also we have the YouTube sponsorship thing. It's now called sponsorship, where for $4.99 a month you can donate to the channel directly through YouTube. Also, we have the super chat function, which you see people doing all the time. So a lot of good stuff, a lot of ways to support us. What? Oh my! What?
Did you hear the zzz?
No.
Oh, yeah, okay. That may be me. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Strange noises from another planet. So, yes. All right. So let's get into it. We have a roster review today. Today we are doing Swamp Tours. Swamp Tours is our pro. We're looking at his stuff today. He is in GSF Omega. So shout out to GSF Omega. And let's just read here what he has that he wants to look at. He says, melee teams for territory wars and territory battles. We can do that. I'm trying to get those maxed out as possible. Suggested teams would really help. I'm doing okay in both arenas. Just need to focus there as time permits. Okay, so he's got a really solid arena team. Just says, looks like it's a time percent. All right. As far as mods, I'm slowly building them up as I start out really bad. I've been focusing on my better mods for my better teams. Also, next Zeta. So, we need to look at mods. We need to look at territory wars and territory battles and his next Zeta. So, let's...
I'll look up what Zetas he already has.
Right. Mike, you haven't been around a while. You wanna check out his mods?
I'll have a butcher's at his mods, most definitely.
Chrome?
Do we know how far he is from Treya? Because that's always going to be
look here
important.
In a second. Yeah, we'll look here in a second. And Chrome, if you just want to smoke some weed and hang out, that's your part.
Well, he's not.
Hey, I can do that.
Yeah.
I got
wait,
you.
he came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had my phone on vibrate. I had to cut loose and turn it on silent.
Yeah, he had to tell Lady Ondine he's busy at work.
I ain't telling her that.
She knows better. All right, let's look at his characters. Let's start reviewing some of this stuff. So territory wars and territory battles. Let's first look at his Sith. Because I think the first question that was asked is, let's see if he even has Trey unlocked, and then if he does, what we can do with that.
Didn't see. I mean, I'm assuming if he had her unlocked, he'd be running her.
All right, so no Trey. So I think the team he's running is just fine. It looks like the reason he's not doing as well in arena, it looks like he's saying that it's a time constraint. He just doesn't have as much time to do as many battles. Okay. I mean, if you can, I think he's got the pieces. He's got Sign, Gear 11, 6 stars, so he's probably working on that. That's a good piece. He's got Nihilus 12, Palpatine 12, Vader's 12. I saw he has Thrawn, so I'm fine with his teams line up the way it is without having Trey yet.
Depending on where he's at, too. I'll say, I know he said he don't have much time. If he's ever got a day during the week where he can climb up and get to the top, you'll fall much less than you do sitting around 50 or 60.
So a smart way of, I don't know what your schedule is. I don't know if he's in chat. If you are, go ahead and speak up, my friend. Try to pick a time where you can get as many battles in as you can, whether during a break or something like that. Maybe during your lunch break, you do 2 or 3 battles, right, while you're eating your lunch, or 2, and then try to get those 5, at least get those 5 battles in. Where you and And Chrome is absolutely right. The higher you are, the less you'll fall, because it's, people are trying to climb up to those higher tiers. They have to fight through if they've dropped away. So it really does help. And I think once you get traded, it's going to really help you with your falling too. I mean, you've got a great team, but yeah, I think that'll help you out too. If you can get those 5 battles in, then I think that'll really be a big improvement for you. But I understand real life does happen, and it's hard for some people to do that, right? And that's totally fine as well. Just do the best you can with it. But I think your lineup is fine with that. So for his Mike, look for his arena team. Is he using the best mods and stuff? Maybe something we need to look at first.
That's what we need to look at first. No, he's not. He's it starts off good. He's running Vader in his arena team, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
go for it.
So, well, okay. Just what I'm saying is that Vader is the first fast secondary speed mod that you look at. But then it's Night Sister, Ewok, Jedi, Healer.
No, that's not going to work.
Then you go to Scion, then it's Death Trooper, then it's Mr. Beardy, then it's Visas, Mr. Beardy.
No.
JTR, I'm not going to quibble at all. Yes, you need quick mods on there. Then it's Greedo, then it's Scarif, then it's Rex, then it's Visas, then it's another Ewok. Newt's in there. Yeah, mate, the area that's going to dramatically improve your arena performance is less dropping is spending some credits and redoing your arena mods.
Your Thrawn, if he's going to be on the team, needs to be the fastest. He's going to be the fastest anyway. You cannot get around it. Your Vader needs to be between at least 232 and higher. Right? Your Thrawn needs to be in the 260 plus range. Those are the 2 characters I want you to remod first. Now, the other ones, if they're just in the 200s, they're slower characters, that's okay, right? But those 2 have got to be fast, right? Scion, not so much. His speed's important. You want to get him above 200. Palpatine's same now is the same, above the 200. But your best mods need to go on those characters first, and you need to make sure that the rest of your best mods on speed and everything is on these other characters. Arena is always the priority. So, Swamp, if you're not sure how do you want to remod this or where you need to do, just email us directly, or email us. Come into our Discord and send us a message directly. We can help you with this because.
Shoot me a message after the stream and I'll remod it.
When Mike says Mr. Beardy, who is he talking about?
He's talking about Santa Claus Grande.
General Kenobi, Mr. Beardy.
Oh, okay. Well,
him with the luscious beard.
I'm thinking Dooku. I'm like, who is he talking about?
No, Dooku's Mr. Gnarly.
It's okay. Apparently I don't speak Welsh or whatever it is.
Yakida.
No, that's wrong.
Actually, Dooku should be named Mr. Roller Skates in this game.
I mean, there's all kinds of ways you can go. Also, I forgot to mention this, guys. If you have questions, go ahead and get them in. Make sure you put the word question in front of it, whatever question you have, and that lets Stanley know that you have a question for us. And we'll get to those here in a little bit. I forgot to mention that. So, Sith looks strong. Your team looks strong. We got to get the mods taken care of on your arena team first, buddy. So, Chrome's offering whatever you need. Just get with us in the Discord, we'll do that. So let's look at some of these other territory war teams. Obviously, I want to look at his Night Sisters.
He's got Asajj's lead, but that's the only Night Sister Zeta he's got.
Okay. Well, all right. So Night Sister Zombie 7 stars. Don't touch zombie. We need to get Talzin to 11. We need to at least get her unique on there. And I just did the leadership for Mother Talzin. I've done both Zetas now on Talzin and Ventress because you mix and match. Certain times Saj is going to be your better lead for the Night Sisters, and certain times Mother Talzin's leader is going to be better for the Night Sisters in Territory Wars. It just is. It depends on which team you're using them against, right? So for instance, what do I mean by that? So let's say you're facing Bastila, right? You want Talzin. You don't want Asajj, you want Talzin.
Agreed.
But if you're facing a different team, then you may want Asajj because you want to do the turn meter reduction, damage, and all that stuff. So you have to.
The heroic Sith raid too.
Yeah.
If you're going into P3, you want Munder. If you're going into P4, you want Asajj.
Yeah.
Also, that what's it called one? The one we've just done where you end up facing Nihilus, Trooper, and Assassin. The eight stages.
Oh yeah, the
yeah.
events. Yeah.
If your
That's
Night Sisters aren't,
Asajj. That is straight up Asajj. Some other Talzin is
no, you
worthless
see,
and-
no, I disagree.
It can be either for that one.
Depending
Either
on
one
your
can
squad
do it.
power.
I think it's Asajj, and here's why: because those basic hits that reduce turn meter make it so freaking easy to defeat that.
You see, on my main account, I'll agree every day and twice on Sunday. With York kept getting absolutely muttered by Sid in Phase 4.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the Talzin lead comes in.
Well,
Because they all come back at the end.
Talzin,
right.
Yeah, the Talzin lead on that, you end up stacking so many plague on Sid that when he goes, he kills himself.
Right. You have to be a bit more cognizant of the fact that you're going to lose some pieces, and you have to get them rest. Because if you can't, you're hosed. But yeah, I could see that. But I think for me, the Asajj lead on that event is just dynamite.
Oh no, Asajj is just bonkers. Just
Because
AoE.
they don't get a chance to go.
AoE, it's recharged.
Yeah, they
dead.
don't get to go. Turn meter reduced. You don't get to go. But yeah, certain situations, but that's why you want to do. I had waited for the longest time to do Talzin's lead, and I finally was like, you know what, we just knock it out. So now I've got two dynamic leaders for the Night Sisters team. Daka Zeta is not required, but it is nice. But those Zetas for the Night Sisters is where you want to look at. So Night Sisters, you're there with the stars and everything. You just got to get some gear on them. At least this gear 11. I would say take Talzin to 12. It's worth it, but the other ones, get them at 11 and you'll be fine. So we've looked at Night Sisters, we've looked at a Sith. Let's look at, I'm just curious.
JTR, Phase 1?
Well, we're looking territory battles. He didn't say anything about heroic Sith.
Sorry.
So
First Order.
JTR without a doubt is.
Yeah, we're going to look at First Order. I want to look at his
First Order.
Jedi. So he's got Bastila 4 stars, gear 10. So that's a team that you can run. The team
He also has her Zeta.
Yeah, so Bastila with, I would say Old Ben, get him to gear 11. With Ezra and the two Yodas is a great team on defense or offense, and how you look at it, right? Because the reason I say Old Ben is not General Kenobi is because you want to keep Zaris and General Kenobi together. That's the other territory war, and that is straight up an offensive team. And General Kenobi and Zaris as a combination can help you fight a lot of teams. So you don't want to split those two up. But the other team, you do have the pieces. Just need to get them a little bit higher gear. But I mean, Ezra's already gear 11. You've got Grandmaster and Hermit at gear 10. You will need besides the Zeta on Bastila, the flows through the Force on Hermit Yoda is you really need that Zeta. The other ones are optional. Grandmaster Yoda, you don't have to have the Zeta. I did his unique. I think it's worth it with the turn meter and everything, but it's not required. You know, Ezra's is really nice, but it's not required. It makes a difference, but it's not that much of a difference that you can still do fine with it. And Old Ben, you don't need the Zeta, but it's nice. The taunt does his taunting thing is kind of cool, but it's again not required. But those other ones are Bastila and Hermit Yoda at least to make that team work, and you can use it on defense or offense depending on what your guild needs you to do. Zaris and General Kenobi. Now the team I run with Zaris and General Kenobi is a Rex 5s, and you can go Wampa on that team because they can't get to your Wampa, and he just gets pissed off and just wrecks everybody. That's an automatic win right there, especially against any JTRs, things of that nature. So that's Jedi. You said First Order, Grim?
Yeah, if he's doing TW, First Order is still decent for TW.
Oh, great on defense.
So.
First Order is great on defense. So let's look at First Order.
The Panda of Deafness.
Looks pretty solid, actually, on this First Order. He's got the pieces, so yeah, definitely. Kylo Ren is 12. Kylo Ren and Mass is 10.
And Zeta.
Kylo Ren Unmasked is gear 10. He's got First Order Officer. Stormtrooper's 11, good. Executioner is 9, so you can tell he's working on the right pieces because this is a solid team, and the team that you run is Kylo Ren Unmasked, First Order Officer, First Order Stormtrooper, and First Order Executioner. The whole concept is the team, and it does pretty decently with that on the AI. Executioner just runs around, Kassan chopping everything. You've got 2 taunts on that team that protect your officer, who is just giving turn meter. So is Kylo Ren, and you're just sitting there feeding turn meter to the team. They're regenerating health and protection, and they're just Executioner's the boss, man. He's just like, haha, let me hit you really hard. That'll proc my health, and let me just knock the snot out of you and remove your buffs. So that's a really good...
I kill you, and then I kill you, and then I kill you, and then I kill you.
Such a nightmare. And Officer is a pain in the ass because he's just constantly giving turn meter. Kylo Ren's giving turn meter. So it's a really good team on defense. And the thing that really makes this team good, you have to bring an A team to kill this. Because if you don't, and you give this team turn meter on territory wars,
it's over.
You're going to have to use a really, really good team to beat it, because if that team has turn meter, they're just going to wreck house for a while. I've had 10, 11 wins in a territory war with this team. Sometimes I only get 3, but, when you're up higher echelon, people know how to beat it. Typically, now this higher echelon, it's 2 or 3. But I still look at that as a win at a higher level, because 2 or 3 wins means I had to use more than one team. By all means, go for it.
Yep.
I've never. I think once I had a one, but that was. We won't talk about what that was, Mr. Cheese Eater.
I do not know to what you refer.
Yes, you do, you scumbag. What others? Let's look at his JTR team. I want to look at his resistance just in general, because another team that people are not really focusing on that they need to do is the Finn lead with Poe. So
he does have Finn Zeta.
That's good. Got to get him to gear 11. You got to get your trooper to gear 11. I see you got Holdo and Rose. Holdo's great. Rose, great. You're going to finish Rose off, get her some gear. So the team that you can use is Finn and Poe trooper team, right? And we did a video of this about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was like, my internet dropped. Ranger dropped.
What?
No.
What happened?
Hello? What happened?
What happened?
You went silent on us as you were talking.
Yeah, the stream went and buffered, so.
Oh, I'm looking. I think we had a little hiccup. All right, so let's start again. Resistance. So
work.
So Finn lead with just Resistance Trooper and Poe Dameron alone, right? We showed a video a couple weeks ago on the Wednesday night stream of those 3 characters alone wiping out a Traya team. That's how good this team is. But it requires 2 things. Zeta Finn, right? And Poe, 260 above speed. And with lots of potency. This is a potency team. You need lots of potency on this team. But this team can take out First Order. It can take out Traya. You can do a lot of things.
Yeah, it could take out pretty much anything as long as you have, get that expose engine running.
Yep. And Rose on that team is really amazing because of what she does. You can even go Holdo on there if you wanted to.
I ain't gonna lie, I actually like Holdo a lot, and I'm starting to warm up on Rose a little bit.
Yeah, I mean Loki turned me on that.
I mean,
like I said before, Rose's kit is pretty awesome.
Yeah, go ahead, Rhonda.
Holdo being AoE days, right?
Yep.
I mean, and then also having an AoE helps you with either BB-8 putting on exposes with his AoE, and then her coming back around and hitting them all again. This is why that Holdo makes so much sense on your JTR team.
Yeah. So that's perfectly. Yeah, that's right, Rhonda. So and then having Rose actually on your Finn team.
On your Finley team. Here's a couple of problems. The problem with that team is that Poe Dameron, even though you've got him super geared up, he dies sometimes. And so what Rose helps you you with is she has a stun that helps you with control, and then she also has defense up, which helps you keep your 2 tanks on that team alive.
Yep.
So that's the reason why I really like, in particular, the Rose on the one team and the Holdo on the other team.
Yeah, I think you're right on the money. Because the team you run is JTR R2 BB-8 with Holdo and JT and Race and Scavenger Ray, right? You'll kick ass that team.
Sir. Yes, sir. I agree. That's the team.
And then Zeta Finn with Trooper, Poe Dameron, Resistance Pilot, and Rose Tico. And
yes, sir.
That's what you want to have. And those are great offensive teams. And JTR, you can go either way. You can go now. Zeta Finn is not defense. Do not put him on defense. No. He is straight offense. Right.
Straight up.
JTR can go either way. You can use her on defense, or you can use her on offense.
Also, too, with the new television show, with the new cartoon coming, we've got nothing but positive and more characters that are going to make this faction even better.
Oh, yeah. So it'll take a while before we get them.
There's a lot of upward mobility for the Resistance faction as a whole.
Yeah. I mean, when we first saw Holdo and Rose, we were like, Christ. But they've kind of, now that we've kind of had a chance.
They've grown on me a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've grown on me a little bit.
I mean, they're not still spectacular characters, but what they do for the Resistance makes them pretty solid. So.
Yeah, Holdo's a sick tank with her Zeta, that never-ending tone.
Yeah.
With the foresight dropping, it's brutal to get around her sometimes.
Yeah, you put that on a JTR team, good luck. It's a pain in the ass, and that's why I'm farming the snot out of both of them, and I'm about to start gearing their ass too. So I've already started, so there's an idea for that. Let's look at your troopers. So your Imperial Troopers is a team on offense that you really need. I am absolutely love. So there's a couple of combinations with Trooper, right?
If you're...
Go ahead.
Real quick, I want to add on that.
Farmable, right?
Yeah. If you're going Troopers, farm the crap out range Trooper.
Yeah,
that is amazing. And Sanely can
talk about that, Sanely.
Vouch for that.
Yeah, it's a very good tune. It really makes the Imperial Troopers that much more survivable.
Yeah, because if you have them with short Troopers, so if you run Stark, Veer Stark, Trooper, Range Trooper, and say like a Snow Trooper or Death Trooper, I'd probably go Snow Trooper. You can't kill them because you got Range Trooper, Short Trooper constantly getting health and protection back for the team. Stark and Veers are doing their thing, and you just use Snow Trooper, especially if you can get him to Gear 12, which is what I'm working on. With the bayonet, he is going to machine gun the snot out of folks, and they can't get to him because it's just ridiculous, I mean...
Yeah, I'm getting him for my phase 2. I moved Throne to my Palpatine team now that I've got Sion ready, so I need a 5th Trooper to go with Veer Stark, Shore, and
I'm about
Snow.
to start working on Range Trooper. All my other Troopers are 12 and 11. So I'm just working on the gear. I want to get Snow Trooper up. He's actually on my favorites list. I'm about to take him to Gear 12. But yeah, he is fantastic. Snow Trooper hits
easy no too.
And if you mod him correctly, you can make it to where that team where Shore Trooper will never lose taunt or his crit immunity.
Yeah.
He'll always be able to pop it once it goes down.
Especially once you kill one character on the other team, it's over. Once you can burn one character on the other team, then it's over because the troopers they get health and protection back and turn meter, cooldown. I mean, they just get cooldown reduction. Once they get rolling, they're just disgusting. It's really, and troopers are exceptionally good against Night Sister teams. So if you have Night Sister team on defense, that's where the troopers shine. They shine very well against Phoenix. They eat Phoenix alive. And they're also really good against Rebels because they have these bonuses against Rebels. The reason they work so good on Night Sisters, people use a weak zombie, and I
bet it'd be nice on that IPD mission too. On phase
it even works against. Sorry, it even works against Night Sister teams that use a tanky zombie because you just kill something else.
Yeah. And it's not
but
hard.
also the Imperial Troopers are even worse. I mean, more powerful under an EP lead with Veers. So they're just constantly gaining turn meter from everything.
Yep. One more thing I want to look at.
His bounty hunters are coming along nicely. He's got a 5-star Bosk, 3-star
nice.
Embo, and everybody else is 7-star. So that would be one.
Bounty
Both
hunters
Bo
are great on
and IG are both.
Yeah,
They
both
really
12.
are. Those two are both 12. The rest are gear 8.
Which is all right, and I understand
So-
that because there's so many stun cups and Corbantes needed for that team. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an expensive one.
Yeah, but I see a lot of these on defense. They're great on offense too, but I've seen a lot of people with the boss lead with the bounty hunters, all gear 12 on defense. It's a tough team to get around. There are counters to it, but I've seen a lot more.
There's
of that.
territory war does help a lot with the defense.
Yep.
Oh man, IG-88 at gear 12 on that team is a monster. He hits so freaking hard. Like 40k. Oh, ow. Ow. On a basic.
And I'm just looking at his roles lastly. So one team for offense that's really good, and against Treya is CLS, Han Solo, Biggs, and Wedge. You know, in the tank, basically because if you now you have to have them gear. You don't have the gear, you've got to have them. At least all of them. Luke and Han have got to be gear 12. You got to have the Zetas. You got to have the bayonet on Han, which you do. Biggs and Wedge, you need to have gear 11 because if they're not gear 11, they don't do enough damage, right? And you want that damage. You get into gear 12, that's even better because against a tree team, you stun and then you just do the triple molly up, as old Urban would say, and you can burn the hell out of that team. But it's so gear dependent and mod dependent. You have to mod them right for crit damage and everything, speed. But with that combination and plus they counter a lot, they can really knock the snot and kill a Treya team. That's why it is. But you got to have the gear, so that's a possibility. You need to work on some of your Rogue One teams. I mean, they're 7 stars, but they're only gear 8.
Same with his Ewoks.
Yeah.
He's got all
Ewoks
his
are a lower
Ewoks.
priority for this guy. He's
No, I get that, but I'm just looking. I mean, he's got a 7-star Wicket and Patplu and Logray. So if he's, it's as and when gear allows, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, Ewoks with a few strategic Omegas and at gear 10 can beat CLS on defense.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ewoks are
Now
really
you got to
good,
mod them. I mean, there's mods involved in that too, right? I mean, you can't put garbage. You can't put 3-star or 4-star or not leveled up mods. You have to have them modded correctly. But with the correct mods at gear 10, with I think a total of 7 different abilities omega'd, you could take out CLS. Good, well done, CLS teams.
I agree. All right. Let's see, what else did he want? We looked at territory wars and territory battles. These are kind of intermixed. So all these things that we're talking about, territory wars, you can use in territory battles as well. So take that with what you need. You need to get your Rogue One up for territory battles.
Definitely.
Phoenix is fine where they're at. You don't need to work on them. You have enough rebels that you can be fine. Scout. Yeah, everything else is fine where it's at. So let's see what else he needed.
For his Rogue One,
yeah, go ahead.
can I just recommend that he concentrate on Scarif over K2?
Yeah, but you have to be aware that Scarif is a Corbante hog.
Yeah, he is.
Now K2SO is got his own issues, but I agree, Scarif is a better tank. But it's hard. Some people argue differently. I know Hades does because K2SO, when you get into gear 11 and 12 with the assist, and the one thing that he does is that daze on that basic, and it really
there is the daze.
So I was agreeing with you. I mean, they're both good, right? Scarif, you get the thing where he just tanks, and as long as he has buffs on him, he keeps recycling. It's ridiculous, right? But K2SO has that daze, and in light side territory battles, is a
Well, I
monster.
said territory battles, it's K2SO, and I would have to agree with Ranger on this one.
I've come around on that.
The thing is, K2SO gets an extra attack from Cassian.
Yeah, they get the assist, and
they get assists from each other. And if you're going to bring Cassian, which it's almost a no-brainer that you bring Cassian, right, to that fight, it almost feels like K2SO has to come with him, just because they're like, they're a duo.
Yeah. And plus, you're regenerating your protection back when you do specials like that, where you're not killing things because he doesn't hit that hard. So you're getting protection back on those guys when you do that. So it's a win-win combination. So, but if you go Scarab Rebel Pathfinder, it's a great tank as well, because you just have to how you do. You have to make sure you're timing your buffs and stuff right, because they will get dispelled if you're not careful. So you need to save Churrit's buff and everything else you're using, so that you make sure that they have the buffs on Scarab, because if he doesn't and he dies, the only way you're going to bring him back is if you use Jen's ability. So you have to be smart about how you use it in there, but it's really effective. So I think that covers all the territory wars. Territory battles, that gives you some stuff to work on, my friend. He wants to know about next Zeta. What do we think? I think we need to pick a team and go for it. I say you've already been working on the Night Sisters. I would say they're one of your most closest teams to being done. Unless
he doesn't have Crew's unique,
right? But he's already started Asajj, and his first order does need some gear before he can use it.
So if he's got a Sarge lead, I'd recommend Townsend's unique.
Yes.
Yeah. I would say that right now, Night Sisters have a little bit more
overall
utility, right? I mean, raids and TB and TW, whereas First Order is really just TB and TW, except for a few characters, right?
Right.
So it's probably Night Sisters first, and then go back to his First Order, maybe. Plus, again, if we're gonna have a cartoon series about Resistance, newsflash, there will probably be First Order in the cartoon.
Well, so here's the thing: is it's going to be dependent on how well the show does if they bring the characters in, because
I totally agree.
Yeah, Rebels took 2 years before they introduced any of the characters. Because if the show's a hit, then the popularity of the characters will dictate that they bring them in, right? But I think it's going to be a while before we see any of the characters from the upcoming new shows for...
You really think so?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that they're going to do a full court press like what they did with...
you think it's going to be like a movie thing where they don't care where
I do.
I could do that. I would... Yeah. I could see that.
That would
shock me.
It would work, because they'd actually promote it, and then all the players would be, let's see, where's this new character, and you kind of generating another advertising flow for them, aren't you?
Yeah.
The thing is that Resistance starts on October 7th, 4 days after the 10-year anniversary of the start of the Clone Wars TV show.
Yeah.
So I think they'd rather do some Clone Wars stuff.
Yeah, there's going to be a big Clone Wars push here soon. I think we're going to get Geonosis. I think we're going to get some more stuff from the Clone Wars era. They're pushing it hard in Battlefront. They're pushing it hard. It's bringing that back with Dave Filoni. So yeah, I could see that they do that for a while. Then I think probably starting next year they start bringing some of these new Resistance characters from after their first part of season 1. See how it does, and then they'll introduce those characters. I could see Grande's point on that.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Graham.
I was going to say, Van Seal brought up something interesting last night on the Clone Wars thing. Is everybody was expecting them to do Cad Bane and Zam at the same time for their reworks, but they only did Cad this time. He said he thinks that they're going to end up doing a Zam rework and dropping Django on us as the Clone War for the anniversary of Clone Wars.
Yeah, that one's shocking.
And that one actually sounds logical. Out of all the Django things, that one actually does sound like it could happen.
Yeah, I could see it definitely happen. So stay tuned. We know it's coming. We just don't know when. So
I honestly, I kind of think we could get some more bounty hunter ships.
We might. You know, they've all had ships. You know, so. All right, Swamp Tours, this is kind of our assessment of your roster based off what you asked us to do. If you have more questions, make sure you check those mods, kind of work on some of those data we told you and the characters. If you have more questions, you know to come to our Discord and we'll get you squared away. All right.
So, just as an addendum to that, how pissed is Bodhi Rook that not only does he not have a ship and he's the pilot, but now there is a cargo tag and he still doesn't have a ship.
Well, right? Even worse, we don't have a regular Chewbacca and OG Han with their regular Millennium Falcon. What about all those spice runs to Castle?
They're trolling Chewbacca, they're trolling Han, and they're trolling Bodhi Rook all at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, even with the cargo tag, I mean, it's just like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Seriously.
And here's food for thought. Star Wars Galaxy Heroes is the only Star Wars game that has Han Solo, but not Chewbacca or the Millennium Falcon from the same era. It's the only Star Wars game that doesn't have that.
Oh, man.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about this 5D battle. Now, I've 2 started, but I want to talk about, for the folks out there, get your questions in, guys, just going to get to them, but I want to cover this real quick and see if I can do the battle. So, what lineup? So, the lineup I used last time was kind of an arena battle. I used Biggs, Vader, and I used Kylo as a starting with Scimitar, Boba Fett, Plo Koon, and Poe Dameron off the bench. I was able to beat it and get 2 stars, but I want to try to get 3 stars. So, we're going to go with the crew here. First of all, I'm assuming Grande. Who's echoing in my ear?
It's probably me. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. I have hearing loss, Grande. I don't need any more.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you doing? Because I couldn't hear what you were saying. You're doing 5D right now.
Yeah, I've beaten it, but I want to think about to get it. You can only lose 1 ship, I believe, right?
I think it's 1 or 2 can 3-star.
You can lose 1 ship and still 3-star.
Right.
Yeah.
So I lost 2 last time because both my tanks went down. So I can beat it, but I want to 3-star it. So what would be the optimal lineup that we wanted to use to try to beat its 3-star?
What are our options on your account?
Pretty much whatever you'd like. Let's try it.
So you're gonna run.
My bugs are only gear 9, so.
Why are you running Thrawn?
I don't have to run Thrawn. I can run another ship. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I'd have a butcher's at. What's Tarkin?
So let's go Tarkin. So we'll go Tarkin. All right.
Tarkin's a quicker ship, and you've got you got 2 Empire there, in a way.
Well, let's. So who do we want?
I mean, the starting lineup should be good because you're going to get target locks off of Ujimi Flip, aren't you? Yeah.
So instead of Chimera, we want to go Tarkin.
Yes.
All right. Let's give it a shot.
You're going against Tarkin as well, aren't you? Oh, it's quick. Yeah, it's quick Tarkin. It's coming back to me now.
Yeah, remember they've all got like full turn meter when they start.
Right. So the reason I went Chimera is I did his heal right off the bat when I first.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I think I went in. I'm going to tell you, if I remember correctly, how I 3-starred this. I want to say I actually went in with Akbar and the bugs to start off, and that's how I was able to handle it because I got all those heals, and then I think I had Plo Koon as my first reinforcement. As silly as that sounds, because he healed everybody again.
All right, let's give it a shot. My bugs are only gear 9, so we can try it.
Yikes.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. Are they maxed? Because I mean, that's the thing with bugs is that you ideally, I suppose, with anything you want it maxed, but with the bugs, you need all the maxing that you can get.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
so let's give it a shot with this lineup and see what happens. see if maybe if I do it correctly, see if we can get this. Let me share my screen with the knuckleheads so they can see it real time.
I'm a little curious as to if how well Bosk's ship would end up doing in this.
I think Ranger would have to unlock it first.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh. Okay. So tie advance isn't looking too good. Go away, nasty tie advance on their side. I'm doing the commentary because I can't hear anyone else speaking. Or are we just watching?
I think we're just watching.
Okay.
Well, if you have something, like, you think you should use a different ability in a different order, I think you should tell him.
No, he's doing quite nicely. When's the...
All right, what's first reinforcement going to be? Plo Koon.
It's got to be, hasn't it? You want to save your tie advanced.
Yeah. And we're going to do the... Oh, I want to do the... Oh, let's get 35%.
Yeah, well, it'll boost up Biggs' health, won't it?
Yeah. It's a little laggy because...
So, you're going to ability block him and then... Oh, no. Jango then.
Alright, so this is going a lot better.
This is looking promising.
We need music. Do 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 do.
Make the nasty TFP go away. Yay!
Pew pew right in the face.
Stun him. Shoot him.
Pew pew him in the face, Ranger. Pew pew him in the face.
I am pew pewing.
Yeah. Hit him with some photon torpedoes. Oops, wrong franchise.
And if you can't
Whoops me.
make sure you use that.
Oh.
Bring in Ugnaught as your reinforcement.
Oh, we're going for the big gun.
Kaboom. Go.
Yes, he does.
Ugnaught, go.
Ugnaught builds his own ship.
Oh my god.
Ugnaught needs no ship. Ugnaught is a ship.
Unbelievable.
Yay.
Why are we not doing questions?
Because we're showing everyone how to do 5D.
There we go. 3 stars.
There you go.
Yeah.
3 stars. Ta-da!
And welcome to the most boring 2 minutes of your life. Let's do questions.
Shut up, Finn. You haven't been here this whole time, and then you just come here and talk straight out your ass.
Look at this. It's Finn, Siskel, and frickin' Ebert about our YouTube show.
All right.
Like, oh, dude.
All right, let's get to questions. So that kind of gives you guys an idea about... No, how come it's only saying 2 stars?
Did you lose something?
No!
Did you do the wrong one?
No, I did this one.
I think you did the next one.
Did I? No?
Yeah.
Oh, I did this one.
You did that one.
Oh, no wonder it was so easy.
One.
Jesus Christ. No, it says Battle 4, so I haven't... No, I just did that one because it says Battle 4.
You did 5E just now. You
just did 5E.
Watch on the stream. You did 5E.
Because it was against Tarkin, and this is against Maze.
I was wondering what was going on.
And he got his Zeta at the end of it, so it was one that he hadn't done.
Well, I mean, I got his Zeta. So, you know, hey.
Now let's go back in. You know, let's go in, but this time let's not go in dry. Let's actually read what we're supposed to be doing.
I was wondering. I was like, wait a minute, this is way easier. I mean, I'm glad I got a Zeta, but I mean,
what the hell did I come into?
Wow.
That's what she said.
Ranger's been going in dry, apparently.
All right, so who do we want to go after first here? I'm assuming Ahsoka.
I would go after Consular.
There's the taunt already. Very nice. And that happened. Don't really need to heal then per se.
Oh, you don't have a dispel yet. Call to assist with tie advance, so then you can dispel the taunt on him next time. You need to get a target lock on Umbaran so tie advance can dispel that taunt, so you can focus on the other ones.
So what are you saying? Use the basic on Chimera?
Yeah, use the basic of Chimera and call tie advance to attack on Barnes. You can get a target lock. You don't have any other target lock really on this team.
Why is that
And just use basics on Umbaran for now.
Be right back.
Okay, now dispel that crap and start killing something else.
Well, I don't want to go after Counter because he's got defense. Let's go after Ahsoka. Alright, so... should we call in a ship or should we heal? Or do turn...
No, call in a ship for sure, otherwise you're going to go down a ship on the next turn.
Let's go Plo Koon.
You don't really need healing right now.
Yeah, I do.
You could have called Slave 1 and you could have healed up Biggs with protection with the target locks that he'll...
That's true.
Counter. And then you need to like ability block Ahsoka. Like you don't have to kill
Dodge?
her.
See, this is the crap I'm talking about. Jesus Christ.
You can use a Slave 1 coming off, and then he can do an ability block on Ahsoka. You don't necessarily need to kill Ahsoka first, you just need to prevent her from dispelling the taunt, and you can kill Jedi Consular, because he's a little bit of a weaker ship, and he'll like give extra... He'll like heal up a little bit more.
Jesus Christ.
Should we get to questions?
I don't know.
I've already lost 2 ships, so it's just pointless.
Do.
Yeah, let's get to questions. I hate this.
Chewie, question: what do you think the next piece of content will be to keep endgame players interested, since the Sith Triumvirate raid seems to be getting more manageable?
Hard Note 5D.
That was hilarious. Yeah. It just gave us a bunch of stuff to farm, man. And we got mod slicing coming out. We got plenty of stuff. That's what's going to keep us busy for a while.
Yeah, it'll be mod 6E. That's going to be the next thing.
Chewie, question: do you think that they will make Revan a raid reward or hero journey, and how would they do it?
Journey with Malik, I think.
They have 100 ways that they can make that thing work, right?
He's probably going to have his own new event altogether.
He could easily have his own new event.
It'll be an auction. Top 10 players.
They could do a new territory war table.
No, it'll be an auction, Grande. The 10 highest bidders will get Revan into their account. Let the games begin.
No, it'll be tournaments, and you'll have to use your bronzium that everyone's wasted used up.
Oh, yikes. Tournaments again.
God.
Keyboard the Planet Eater. Question: why does Ranger dislike the thought of having 2 Revans in the game?
Because it's not canon.
Yep, just like having 2 Lukes in the game is in canon. Or 5 Hans. Or 3 Chewies.
Oh, those are 3 Chewies, yeah.
Get out of here with your logic.
Well, it's not like, you know, I mean, if they're going to do it that way, it's their prerogative, but I mean, it just doesn't work for me.
It's my prerogative. I
can do what I want to do. It's my prerogative. I can live my life.
What the hell is going on?
Twin singing. Thus the world has become a dangerous and more unstable place.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Shut your pie hole.
Next question.
Vito Onto. Question for Finn. Did you check out the Ugnaught video I sent you?
Yes, I did. It's like a history of the Ugnaughts and how they were slaves, and then they overcame their slavery by just being awesome. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah?
Ugnaughts unite, baby. Uggies unite.
Silly piggies. Next question.
Ryuk. Question: what is the best bounty hunter lead overall, and which would be the first Zeta for a bounty hunter team?
Oh, snap.
Bosk lead.
Are you so sure?
Mm-hmm. Unless you're looking at the raid, and then it's Aura Singh. But if you're not looking at the raid, then Bosk.
That's why
Keyboard.
I would agree it's Aura Singh for the raid.
Keyboard the Planet Eater. Question: do you think that EA/CG will ever stop with the marquee events for a while? Hashtag marquee event burnout.
We've been having marquee
Keyboard.
events. The first marquee event we had was Nihilus, wasn't it? In February of last year. So we've been having marquee events for 18 months, and you're thinking they're going to stop marquee events? Here's the other thing, too, is be very careful about what you ask for. When you ask for no more marquees, what are you actually asking for?
Chromium pack characters again.
You're asking for them to stop giving us free characters.
Exactly. So you need to be really careful what you're asking for. So how were characters released before this? Erodium packs. That was painful. How were
Squad Arena tournament.
Chromium
packs too, not even Iridium. The Erodium packs. You get straight Chromium pack characters.
Straight to Chromium. Not even so characters that went straight to Chromiums before. I think our first Erodium pack was Magma Trooper. Before that, it was straight to Chromium,
which was a big mistake in and of itself, because Magma Trooper then went straight to Galactic War and pissed off everyone.
Yeah, that's 2 years ago, though.
I know, but still, that was.
I mean, dang. I mean, I screw up on a weekly basis, and you guys manage to forgive me. We got to at least give somebody credit whenever something happened 2 years ago. They don't do it anymore. All I'm saying is, be very careful what you wish for. We want to not end up like the U.S. government and overthrow a dictator to only get a dictator that's worse in its place.
Hey, Grande doesn't. I have acknowledged that they haven't done that again, but it doesn't change the fact that I can laugh at it.
Yes, I totally agree. I'm just saying, when people complain about marquees, they really need to be careful and understand that something would have to replace that vacuum if we didn't do marquees.
I'm fine with marquees. They need to reduce the number of characters that are being released. It's overwhelming right now. I don't think it's the marquee events themselves. I think it's just the number of characters they've released in the past 2 months that's gotten kind of crazy.
Okay. But the problem, though, now is you got a snake going through a train. And let me just tell you, I'm actually happy to have something to farm everywhere right now. Not gonna lie. I got a Cantina farm. I got a ship's energy farm, and I got light side, dark side energy farm.
Yeah, see, I'm not. I'm pissed off that there's so many things in hard nodes, and they've closed off artificially the squad arena and the Galactic War store just for the sake of doing something that's just going to cause more issues. Because now we're pushing things into harder to farm places.
I have no issues with it. I get free energy there every day.
Yeah, I would rather have some of the characters showing up in Squad and Galactic War.
See, I agree with Finn, because that was a main source of characters for a lot of new people, and now it's they keep on locking them behind hard nodes simply because they want more people to spend money on crystals to refresh.
You guys are still farming something from Squad Arena right now.
No, I'm not.
No, that's why I want a character in there.
I already.
Well, yeah, but I mean that I'm not. I've already gotten 2 capital ships maxed out. I'm working on a 3rd. I mean, it's not. I would rather have a character and slow down my prestige than have to farm another hard node for another year in order to get a character to 7-star.
Come on, though. You probably in 6 months or 8 months, you're gonna have gear 12 pieces in there, or you're gonna have slicing materials in there. You're going to have something in there.
They're hoping for a lot in a shipment place that they said they're not adding really anything more.
I'm thinking something's going to go in there, just like I think something's possibly going to go into GW or possibly going to go into regular Cantina. But yeah, something's going. Something is going to go in those other stores. just like how we have stuff in Shard Shop. I mean, nobody's complaining about Shard Shop.
There we
because
go.
They're buying something every time.
You got it.
Yeah, 3-star.
I'm just
Very
saying,
nice.
be careful what you wish for. That's my
Who do
main
you use?
point.
Yeah, I just want them to revert back and start adding things to Arena and Galactic War.
There we go.
Well, they just said no more characters were coming into the store. They didn't say anything about anything else.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm not disagreeing that they may add some other stuff there, but I would still rather
Okay.
have characters there than the hard nodes because I'm sick of hard nodes. I'm doing like 8 different hard nodes right now. It's annoying.
I love hard nodes. I've loved hard nodes since day one, Finity. You know this.
I know.
So for me, when they snag something in hard node, I'm like, sweet, stick it in there, bro. I needed something. Hey.
Have you hit 50,000 hard node battles yet?
Oh, it's like insane. I'm driving right now, but it is like.
It was 46 or 48,000 a couple weeks ago.
It's 40-something thousand hard nodes. I only spend energy on hard nodes. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
And have for a long time.
Yeah, I don't feel like waiting 6 months, 7 months, 8 months to get a character to 7-star. It just makes me less interested in the game. The hard node farms are making me annoyed with the game.
Well, so there's ways to speed that up.
Yeah, you can refresh, and I am, but still, I can't refresh all 8 of them.
I refreshed all 8 of them? What are you talking about?
Yeah, because you have extra crystals to spend because you're a whale. You can't. It's not the same for everyone if you're not spending, Grande.
I'm just saying. I don't even have to spend that much. Maybe like 10.
You have 4 million GP. You disqualify yourself from this conversation. Next question.
Fail.
Oh, I have bonus energy.
You know what I really feel bad about are those people who hadn't finished off Resistance Pilot.
Trooper.
Because they lost the second node.
Mm-hmm.
That to me.
Well, that's what's going to be happening now. Every time they've released another character into a hard node, they move somebody that has only like 1 or 2 hard nodes away. I think they also moved. What was that?
Farm Boy Luke for CLS.
Yeah, they removed Farm Boy Luke also. So now, I mean,
Farm Boy Luke has a Cantina node.
He has 2 Cantina nodes, and they removed one of his Cantina nodes. But I mean, the last time they released something too, they removed another character that only had like 1. What was it? First Order Stormtrooper. First Order Stormtrooper lost a hard node.
That sucked.
Well, I mean, what do you expect when they're releasing all of these characters directly into hard nodes?
That basically meant people getting JTR is going to be a heck of a lot harder. That one probably hurt as much as Resistance Trooper, to be honest. That one was terrible.
York's farm boy at the moment. He's getting there. 60 odd now, 63 of 100.
I'm telling you, the way that they're running hard nodes right now is going to burn people out because they're going to have to farm hard nodes for like 6 months in order to get a character to 7 stars. And during that time, you're going to have not only that, keep in mind, they're releasing new marquee characters like all the freaking time, which means more of them are going to go into the hard nodes. And you're just going to burn people out. They keep pushing the end farther away than the amount of gain people are getting. And they're making it almost impossible to ever reach a complete state. I mean, they have to kind of keep pulling the carrot in front of you, right? So you have to keep on pushing for something. But they're moving it way too fast right now with the release of characters.
I saw an interesting chat. It's a high end. It's a high end gamer. You know, I think you have to be like 4 million to even get an invite or whatever. But they were commenting on the recent releases and the fact that Aura Scene can do 1 million in Heroic Sith. And it's like, but we've already got our 7-star Treyas. Why do we need that now?
Oh, you were in SeaWorld, weren't you?
I might have been.
It's for gear now.
That sounds like a SeaWorld conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It does indeed, doesn't it? Yeah, SeaWorld's appeared quite in a few interesting streams recently.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's already got a 7-star Treya and they're just kind of like camping in the top 10, why do they need Aura Sing? So basically what you're looking at is you're trying to see somebody who's like in the middle ground that's frustrated who kind of like just got a $1,000 bonus and they're going to plop 600 onto or a Sing.
But even then, you're not. I mean, you're not going to do it for a phase 3 1 million, are you?
Yeah, because the
just,
thing about the heroic Sith isn't Treya shards. It's gear 12 gear. The
No,
gear
no,
is
but I'm
so
saying
skewed
someone's
towards the
camping
top.
out, but if somebody was camping out in the top 10, right?
You can get top 3 now, and top 3 gets you a full like more salvage. It gets you a chance at a full at a better rate than even if you're top 5. Like, they've made it so the rewards are so skewed that the farther up you are, there is a huge discrepancy when you're lower. It's part of the problem with their new Sith Raid rewards in heroic.
Isaiah 1000 just for the phase 3.
Really a problem. I mean, if you don't like where you're hitting because you're too high or you're too low, whether because you should be in a heroic guild and you're not, or because you're not scoring high enough, then go to a different guild.
I know, but do you like the fact that the game has made the rewards such as like in that way? Like, we have heroic tank and we have heroic Sith, right? Where you have a chance of getting a full item no matter where you are. It's just a lower chance, and you still have the people that get a full item when they're rank 40 or rank 30. You don't get that in heroic Sith. They basically forced it in heroic Sith more so than they did in Rancor and AAT, and I don't understand why.
Then if the guild doesn't fit the player, then the player needs to move.
Well, the guild was fitting the player until they changed the system.
Hey,
But
the systems change all the time, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that it's a good thing to change it.
It places the lotion onto the skin.
I see what Finn means, though. They've bottlenecked it. So you're going to get arguments over, hang on, you 3 keep getting top 3 constantly. You're getting all the gear. So we've got 3 great people putting out defensive and attacking teams in territory wars, but we've got 47 that are just getting the dregs. Yeah, it's almost as if guilds are going to have to start working out rotas. I mean, we do
but
fun
nobody's
things.
going to want to do that.
No, they're not.
Well, we had a 3.4 come into our 113 million GP heroic guild. They left 145, 150 to come down to a 115 to get better rewards, I think. So, I mean, that's happening a lot too.
Yeah, people are moving down in order to get better rewards.
And if you move down, we've seen this happen before, though. We've seen this happen so many times, right?
Not to this extent, Grande.
This happened with Rancor. This happened with A.
Not to this extent. You know it hasn't been to this extent.
Here's the other thing, too, is the more times that happens, right, then that means that other in-game content, like guild-wide in-game content, like TB and TW, have a longer shelf life. Right?
It actually creates more frustration in TW also. Because if you have higher GPs moving down to lower GP guilds that are actually able to complete it, you increase the standard deviation of the guild, and you get much more mismatches when you do territory war matchups.
All right, question, guys. I have a gold level 1 potency cross with defense as his primary stat. Secondary stats. First one is 5 speed. Should I get it? Should I get it?
Roll it. Do it. How much is it? Was it ship credits or regular credits?
Regular credits.
What, 3.91?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
how many credits do you have?
Huh?
How many credits do you have?
Oh, I got like 27 million.
Then yes, do it now. You have enough. You have a big enough cushion to where if it doesn't roll, you're not hurting.
I know, but I have the worst.
But
luck
if
on this.
it
I'm
does
gonna roll
roll,
this live. I know if it rolls, it's gonna be amazing. But
yeah,
roll a 20.
I'm not.
27 speed. Come on, baby. 27.
All right, we're gonna upgrade it all the way.
Where's Loki to blow on the dice?
All right, let's see. Level 15. Let's see what we get.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
All right, 11.
All right, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Not bad.
You know, I mean.
It'd have been an 8.
Yeah. All right. It just seems like a waste because it's like, oh, so much money.
Risk is worth the reward.
Over 9,000.
You know.
All right, more questions. That was really off topic for marquee events.
Yeah.
Skate Trooper question: in the trail-led territory war defense team with Dooku, how important is it to take Dooku from gear 11 to 12? I have 4 of the 6 at gear 11 now.
No, just gear 11's fine. You can get him to gear 12, great, but you only need him gear 11.
Ask Ouchie about that.
Do not ask Ouchie about that.
Matthew Simpson question: how important is Jedi Knight Anakin since he has 4 hard notes to farm from?
I didn't even think about that.
Well, we were just talking about hard node stuff. Farm him now while he's easy to get before they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a high level cantina.
So
Well,
He had to be used for a Vader journey. If they had a hero's downfall, he'll be involved in it somehow.
And just
Well,
before that, they'll change the hard nodes to new marquee events.
Yeah, I was gonna say farm him now while he's easy to get before they remove all of the nodes and make it only one hard.
4 freaking hard nodes, and freaking First Order Stormtrooper has 1 now. That's painful.
I saw a naughty one in Territory Wars under Bastilla lead.
Oh yeah, Anakin under Bastilla.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if they lose any health, that is. You have to wait a while before he actually becomes effective. But yeah.
Keyboard the Planet Eater question: why do some characters have more than 1 cantina node?
Because they haven't found another character to replace it yet.
Yeah.
That's original stuff, man. That's original stuff from when the game first came out. A bunch of characters had like 2 cantina nodes and like 3 hard nodes. Back when we only had 60 characters,
You had more nodes than characters.
You had way more nodes than characters. We had nodes that didn't even have anything. We did. We had cantina.
Yeah, we did.
Nodes. We had cantina nodes. I mean, it looked like the ship's table. It looked like the ship's energy table, where it was like there's a whole table and there's like 1 dude on this whole table. That was way back in the day. Remember that, Chrome?
Yeah, the good old days.
Back in them days for protection stuff.
Back when Daka was your only dark side healer.
Mm-hmm.
Back in them days, but whenever I didn't used to wear protection, when I didn't have 3 kids, now I wear protection, don't have no kids.
Science.
Oh God.
Okay, next question.
Widow X question: how would taking away the leadership bonus after the leader is killed change the game?
How would taking away the leadership bonus after the leader is killed change the game?
The same way Ships 2.0 affected ships.
It would kill. It would basically make the killing the leader more important than sometimes killing the high DPS character or killing your tank.
It'll ruin it like ships.
Word.
Keyboard the Planet Eater question: do you think that there will be an event like the Bounty Hunter contract where you need to fight with one of the contracted characters in your team for Bounty Hunter shards?
That could be interesting.
Where's the money in that?
Word.
Hands Sandwiches question: anyone still laughing about the awesome responses for the Stormtrooper kitty picture yesterday?
Oh, Graham
There
with
were some
the
good
kitty
ones.
cat. Yeah, Graham with the. I said, get the speeder, kitty cat. I'm not going to say that word. But it was good. That was good, Graham. I like that. That sounds like something I would totally say.
Yeah, I was like, oh, regardless of if Finn says this one or not, I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah, Finn saying it's like hearing your kid cuss for the first time. You're like, what'd you say?
What did you say?
Next question.
Dariuson question: Cargo Quest reminds me of Credit Heist. Top tier doesn't offer ship shards but better materials. Should I farm the Gear 10 node to get Lando Falcon faster, or Gear 12 node for more ship omegas?
Depends on what you want to do.
Yeah,
Omegas.
I do
like-
Omegas.
Personally, what I'm doing is I'm going for the ship shards to finish off like the 2 Falcons.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've got a 7-star episode 7 already, and that's what shards I got first time round, and I'm like, nah, just go for what I don't have or enough of: ship omegas and reinforcement ability mats.
Yeah, I'm farming the node. It's got the Mark 9 biotech and the stun cups that has the omegas on it. It's the 2 I farm.
You could do both, right? You could farm Nest's node and farm the other node. You're getting a little of both. You're hedging your bet.
Gregory, do you use your Twinkie maker much, Finity? I'm tempted to buy one.
I've used it a couple of times. I need to spend more time to actually make it because it takes a little bit of time to make the batter to put everything in there. So I haven't had as much chance to use it as I want to, but I have plans.
I watched Zombieland again yesterday. The eternal hunt for Twinkies.
I just like the dude who shoots Bill Murray. You're like, you shot Bill Murray.
Such a good film.
And then he goes and freaking touches the wound. He's like, oh, that's still tender.
Bill Murray's a god.
So good.
Katsukagi, too easy. Question, do y'all think that young Boba will come to the game?
No.
No. Jango Fett and maybe a couple more bounty hunters, and we're done. But I do feel like we're going to get some more bounty hunter ships, man. I got a feeling.
That tonight's gonna be.
Maybe young Boba could be hardware for Jango's ship.
Yeah, stuff him in that slot. Next question.
Saying, shoot him, Dad.
Shoot her!
Captain Obvious, question, is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes the new Farmville?
It is a collection game and a resource management game at its heart. It is a role-playing game, and it is a card deck-based game as well, but it is also a collection game.
I'm going to say it's lost its resource management properties a lot more lately.
Yeah.
I don't know, we hoard a bunch still, don't we?
We do, but it's not, I mean, now it's not about managing your crystals and spending it anymore. They've added the fleet energy, they've added the mod energy, they don't contribute to your 600. You have to distribute it so weirdly now. It's not about being smart about managing it. It's literally just about what do you want in the game and just go for it. It's lost the aspect of resource management that I liked at the beginning. It's gotten way too overcomplicated. Sorry, it's just at the point where they just keep on adding more and more things, and it just convolutes what the basic of the game is.
Well, another hilarious part is how here recently, we want to make the game a lot more easier for players to understand. Here, have mod slicing.
Man, let me tell you, there was a player that came back who had stopped playing before ships came in. And he's like, hey, man, I started a new account. And I'm like, sweet, bro, get your first 7-star and get to level 65. If you can get your 600 every day, we'll power level you. We'll get you Traya. We'll get you GK. We'll get you OG Han. We'll stick you in. Everybody's, like, rooting for you, man. He reached level 65, and ships opened up, and he's like, bro, I don't even know how you do this. I just deleted the game. He goes, it's so complicated now. And I was like, he just stopped. He just stopped playing. He was like, no way. Another arena and a whole nother set of tables and a whole nother energy. And I was like, yeah, what did you think ships was? He goes, I don't know, but not that.
I wouldn't start new right now.
It's
He just freaked out.
I can see it being extremely overwhelming to newer players.
It's overwhelming to me 2.5 years later, almost 3
I think
years
we've heard
later.
this before, though, right? The main reason a lot of players are staying in the game right now is because of the community, not the game.
Yeah.
And that's not a good sign for the game. I know they're trying to do a lot in order to bring new people in and trying to get more people invested. But the way the game is going, it's burnout. The whole game is just burnout. It's 4 energies that you're going to have to manage once mods are in there, right? Not to mention that there's going to be issues with people spending crystals on mods and not the other stuff, and then not getting their 600s. So that's going to be a problem right off the bat, right? They're changing the entire mod system. So as soon as that's coming into play, there's going to be like 1,500 tickets on the EA help forum saying, my mods change colors. Why are they changing colors? Like, it's the only people that are really keeping up with the stuff are the people that are invested, and the people that are invested are only doing it because of the community.
Yeah, the first 2 games comes alone and everybody would be gone. Like, look at what Marvel Strike Force, how many people swooped over to it. Had it maintained itself, I think you would have seen a lot more people shift over to that would have left this game, because the people are bonding with each other, not the game. Like, if everybody,
I can affirm with what Finn was saying is, like, me personally, if it wasn't for RSG, I would not be playing this game. I would have uninstalled it and been off playing something different.
What did you say?
Well, let me ask you
Just
this.
saying.
What do you think you got the developers who feel like they need to do something new all the time, right? How do you not do something new that doesn't add a whole nother level of stuff, right? And how do you keep it from not being stale? I mean, this is a huge balancing act, right?
It is, right? But so the other thing though is, and I'm gonna take and we talked to Carrie, and Carrie's played MMOs and stuff before, so I know she's familiar with this. Like, they add certain new aspects to things every now and then, but the core of the game is always to level up your characters and get better gear. I don't know why we couldn't stuck with that as the overall theme. Introduce just more raids. I'm actually fine with territory battles and territory wars. I think those were good additions. I think ships was a misplay. I think ships was a disaster from the introduction. They tied it with characters. They've done almost nothing with it. Then they introduced ships 2.0, which ruined it for people that were even mildly liking ships to begin with. I think ships in general was a disaster. So
yes,
I don't think they needed to introduce ships at all in this game. They could have stuck with the characters. They could have stuck with more characters and focused on the gear aspect. I'm fine with the acquisition of gear from raids. I think the Sith raid, the way that they handled the way that you're doing loot was silly. I don't like the way that they've kind of bottlenecked it up at the top. But all you have to do is make it so there is a new high-level raid and make getting the other raids accomplished a little bit easier. That's what you always do with all of these other raids. Like in World of Warcraft, I'm just using that as the example because that's like the longest running like multiplayer game there is, right? You started off with like Molten Core, and then you went on to Blackwing Lair, and then you went on to the next raid, and the next raid, and the next raid, and each one gets progressively harder as you level up and you get better gear. That's all you need to do. You add new raids, you make it more difficult, you introduce more gear. You have so many characters you're going to be gearing. Gearing them all up is going to take time. I don't know why they've shifted away to all of these other things that are just causing more confusion in the game. Mods is kind of just its own weird thing altogether. And it's fine that they introduced it, but the stats are so skewed towards speed, everyone just kind of went towards one thing anyway. They should have never introduced speed to begin with on the characters. If mods had no speed and all you were focusing on was offense, crit chance, crit damage, defense, and if they balanced it out a little bit better like they did with the 3.0 stuff, then you could balance it out a little bit and people would actually be customizing their characters more than just trying to see which one is the fastest.
And those gear 12s would be crucial then, wouldn't they?
Mm-hmm. I think they just tried to add too many different features in the game, and maybe it's an aspect of it being Star Wars. Star Wars as a culture, right? You obviously want something to do with ships, and I don't necessarily blame them for trying to do ships. But the problem is it was implemented so horribly, and now they're kind of stuck with it. And 2.0 didn't help anything. 2.0 actually made it more RNG dependent and forced you to farm characters that nobody really wants.
Well, every tune that comes out now is a marquee. Why can't they just, if they're going to release 5, why can't 3 just go straight to crystal shipments to nodes instead of all being a pay-to-play marquee and not wait 2 months, 3 months?
The last 2 characters that did that were like Cow and Bodhi Rook, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. Just make them instantly accessible so everybody doesn't have to wait or buy the tunes that come in. Like, I'd like to play with Mission and Val, but not at 3-star, but I don't want to pay for them either, Stick them on a hard ship node immediately and just let the people that want to get them, have a way to get them quicker.
And of course, those that do get them quickly and 7-star them, then find that they have to deploy them into platoons, so they don't even get to use them in it.
Yeah.
It's like
Chopper had to throw in his Imbo this time. A brand new 7-star Imbo had to go straight to platoons. He just one to go 6-6 on one of them.
It's just the way they've started to take the game. And I mean, it started again. I think it started with ships. I think ships was their first thing where they tried to introduce too much into the game.
Yeah, it was a travesty. That was just too much, too soon.
No, the problem is they never kept up with it. We had the same number of ships and how long was it, Grande? Like 6 months? We had like no ships?
No, it was. It could have even been longer than that, man. I think it might have been more like 8 or 9 months.
Yeah, I mean, why do you introduce a game mode and you're just leaving it stale? And then in order to combat the staleness, because the meta is stale, because you haven't introduced any new ships, you change the way ships functions entirely. That throws common sense out the window. Like, why don't you introduce more ships to give more things? Like, reinforcement abilities were awesome. Introduce reinforcement abilities.
It took a year for ships to drop. Well, it took a year for ships drop. But the game started in November, then ships came the following January.
The following Thanksgiving. Yeah, they came out.
Okay, so about a year. But even then, you had maybe Chimera, cruise ship. You had just 2 or 3 or 4 ships that got added in a year and a half.
Sorry, I'm going to have to interrupt with breaking news from the UK. I need to go and argue with my daughter over who's cooking dinner tonight.
Word.
So
okay.
I'm gonna have to head off. But I'm sorry.
We don't get live coverage?
No.
Ding, ding, ding,
No,
ding.
let's not get live.
In this corner tonight.
The bleep machine couldn't handle it.
Yeah, because that's not lunch stream material.
Yeah, we have any more questions? We've almost gone 30 minutes past. Holy cow.
No, we're done with questions.
All right.
I want it to be good. I hear everybody's points and why you're a little discouraged.
Yeah, I mean, we've invested so much time in this. I want to enjoy my time playing the game. I don't want to feel like I'm stuck because I've invested so much time and now quitting seems like it's a wasted effort, right? I don't want to feel like that. But they keep adding all this stuff, and it just seems to just cause more burnout. And that's all I hear: people quitting and people getting burned out on all the new content. And it's just
then you feel like you let people down. Because last time you left, you felt bad for the guild because it started to fall apart. It's like a lot of people rely on you, so if you go, then that's going to make more people go, and that's going to make you feel worse. And it's like like I said, the community, we're not necessarily doing the stuff for us, we're doing it for a lot of other people.
Well, when it all comes down to it, just blame Finn.
Yep.
Yeah, that works. I even say it.
That's usually correct.
People don't know Finn. People are like, who the hell's Finn? I'm like, don't worry about it. Just blame him.
Yeah. Science. It really is.
I still say, despite the timing aspect of it, because it is right around dinner time, I still say Squad Arena is the most fun thing in the game. Especially when a new character comes out and the meta shifts, and then you try to find the team in order to beat the meta, and then every now and then you have to struggle in order to figure out the right team. That's still my favorite part about this whole game. I could care less about the rest of it. Arena is my favorite part.
Yeah, I'm definitely raid. I like just tinkering around on the raids.
Mine is blaming Finn.
Well, that's a pastime. That's not even part of the game. That's just that's a regular
like a hobby.
pastime now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
What else? 73 question: is Grande really complaining about everyone talking too much?
Not at all. My boy. That makes me laugh so hard.
That's a good question to end with.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Science.
What else? 53 for the win at the end.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is our lunch stream, guys. Thank you for stopping by. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. It really does help the channel out. Make sure you check out our Patreon page. We will be on Mrs. Show tonight. Don't forget about the League of Extraordinary Nerf Herders as well afterwards. So on behalf of myself and the crew, thank you guys for stopping by. If you have more questions, come into our Discord. You're more than welcome to join us there. We have a community of over 1,000 people there that can help you with any of your Star Wars Galaxy Heroes questions. That's what we live for. So on behalf of myself, Dr. Finn, Chrome the Snake with the Grass, Sailing the Soulless One, Grim the Mechanic, Grande the Big Deal, and everybody else. Mike, we had Mike on as well. So thank you all for stopping by. Check us out later on, and we will holler at you later. Peace.
Peace.